He was one of the most instantly recognisable characters of the 20th century. With his traditional flat cap and gold-rimmed glasses, Fred Dibner was to become a national icon. Fred Dibner was discovered by the BBC in the late 1970s while he was doing repairs to the clock tower on Bolton Town Hall. Manchester-based documentary producer Don Howarth watched a local news report and decided Fred would be an interesting character for him to capture on film. After filming Fred for over a year, working as a steeplejack, and at his home repairing his steamroller, the documentary was finally completed. Don Howarth's first film, Fred Dibner Steeplejack, went on to gross the highest viewing figures for a BBC documentary and won the coveted 1980 BAFTA Award for Best Documentary. This was the birth of a television career that saw Fred Dibner on our television screens for over 3 decades. Fred Dibner was a popular steeplejack who worked on tall buildings, church steeples and chimneys, mainly in the Lancashire region. Huge crowds would come to see his chimney demolitions, which were done in a centuries-old traditional way. Fred believed that using explosives was a disrespectful way of ending the life of a chimney that had been stood for over 100 years.
It's out of our hands now. I think it's time to bugger off.
Fred Dibner had a passion for steam. His workshop was powered by steam. He also owned 2 traction engines. His steamroller Betsy is the most famous traction engine in the world. Fred had a great knowledge of Britain's historic past and in later life presented television programmes about our industrial heritage, bringing the foundries and steam-generated powerhouses he visited into our homes, with the enthusiasm and excitement that was infectious to us all. Fred Dibner was made an honorary doctor twice and was awarded an MBE by Her Majesty the Queen in the 2004 New Year's Honours List. His MBE was for services to broadcasting and heritage. Sadly, in the winter of 2004, Fred Dibner died following a 3-year battle with bladder cancer. He was laid to rest in Tong Cemetery, Bolton, after a funeral that saw tens of thousands of fans line the streets of Bolton, his hometown, in his honour. Fred's final request was to have a Victorian funeral with steam, and that is exactly what he was given, on a cold, wet Lancashire morning in November. This page has been created by the Fred Dibner Foundation and has been designed to preserve the legacy of a true Great Britain. The Fred Dibner Foundation is run on a non-profit basis and relies solely on donations to keep Fred's legacy alive for fans, admirers and future generations. The Fred Dibner Foundation has a well-supported page on Facebook with thousands of fans. We are dedicated to keeping everyone informed of our progress as we build the Fred Dibner Online Museum. Please join us. This page has been created by the guardians of the Fred Dibner archive in the hope of raising funds to preserve the many thousands of artifacts, films and photographs online for the world to remember this great hero of our past, his work and all he stood for. A humble man of the people who became famous because of his passion for our industrial heritage and the desire to share his love of the past and his knowledge with you. Please allow us to bring his world to you by making a small donation. When you purchase any of the Fred Dibner films, books, photographs or documents on this page, you are making a donation towards keeping Fred's legacy alive and allowing the Fred Dibner Foundation to keep uploading more important historical material. Please donate to this great cause. We cannot function without your help and support. Thank you.
Some of them are loose. It's a trifle huddled around that area. I don't think the full 9-inch headers, they're only halves, you know. Well, an header is a brick on end, like that should be. But I don't think it is. They wouldn't sound as holler if it were a full 9-inch brick going in. It's only half of one, I think. I'm only surmising.